welcome to our next session of Christmas in the Den. It's good to be with you again. My name is Michelle and we have got Dylan with us. Give everyone a wave, Dylan. Dylan's very excited to be back in the den today. So we hope that you have all had a good week and we hope you enjoyed making your candle holders. We also hope that you've had a chance to start getting ready your Christmas storybox with some of the characters from the Nativity. And later on in today's session we will be thinking a little bit more about that story and trying to build into that box some different things of sights and smells and textures and sounds. But before we have our story time, we are going to find out what our theme is this week, and so we are going to look in our hat. What can you see in there, Dylan? Oh, Dylan's having a good look. Hang on, shall I give you a hand? We have got in our hat today Christmas cards. Christmas cards is our theme for the week. Dylan, have you had any Christmas cards yet? No? Oh, poor Dylan. Oh, I'm sure we can sort that out today. Oh, okay, well, I tell you what, you can share some of these with me. Here are some Christmas cards that we've had, and we get all different types of Christmas cards. So we've got one here that's a nice funny one. So we quite enjoy that one with some Santa Claus cupcakes. So we'll put that up in our den just there. We've got a couple of nativity scenes that we quite often find on Christmas cards that tell us of the Christmas story. So we're going to put these up around our den, one up there. Where should we put the other one, Dylan? Should you put one up by you? Here we go. That one can go over here near you. We have got a Christmas card with writing on, so there are lots of words that we might think of when we think of Christmas. So some of the words on here are Happy Christmas, joy, light, and we did all about lights last week, and peace and love, and manger and Jesus. So this is a card with lots of words on. We'll pop that one over here. Sometimes we get cards with animals on. So this one here, oh, flying one because it's a dove. So this one has got a dove on it, but sometimes we get really cute pictures of dogs and sheep and donkeys and all different kinds of animals. I expect you like those, Dylan, do you? Yes, yes. So we'll pop one of these up just here. And here's a great one that we had in the post today. This one has got a tractor on it. What a great Christmas card, and definitely one that has to go up in our den. And we'll pop that up here. Oh, we're running out of space. There we go. So we're thinking today about Christmas cards. Now in a moment we will come to our storytelling time when we are going to carry on getting ready to share our Christmas story. And after that we will be doing a craft. Dylan, can you guess what the craft might be this week? Have a think. Oh, I think Dylan's got it. Well, we will see Dylan in a bit. But before we get to those points, we're going to have a bit of a sing-along. And our song today is going to be When Santa Got Stuck Up the Chimney. So we are going to sing When Santa Got Stuck Up the Chimney. Are you ready for that, Dylan? Yes. Do you think that actually happens? Do you think that sometimes Santa Claus actually gets stuck in the chimney? Yeah. Okay, well this is going to be a good song. Now Dylan, are you going to help me this week with my shaker? Yes? Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to give Dylan the shaker, and if you guys at home have got some instruments, pick up those and give them a good shake and make as much noise as you can. And I will be doing some of the signs, so feel free to join in with that as well. Now here you go, Dylan. Have you got a good grip on that? Okay. Right, everybody ready? Okay. When Santa got stuck up the chimney, he began to shout, "You girls and boys won't get any..." Oh no! Oh, Dylan, what happened? You dropped it. Oh, you're not having a good week, are you, this week? No Christmas cards and throwing your instruments around? Oh, should we give him a second go? You going to try again, Dylan? Okay, right. Have you got a really, really tight grip? Right, should we just give Dylan a bit of a cheer at home? Yay, go on Dylan, you can do it. Okay, get ready. When Santa got stuck up the chimney, he began to shout, "You girls and boys won't get any toys if you don't pull me out. My beard is black, there's soot in my sack, my nose is tickling too." When Santa got stuck up the chimney, achoo, achoo, achoo. Reckon we can do that again? Can we do that again at home? Get ready. When Santa got stuck up the chimney, he began to shout, "You girls and boys won't get any toys if you don't pull me out. My beard is black, there's soot in my sack, my nose is tickling too." When Santa got stuck up the chimney, achoo, achoo, achoo. Whoa, I think you did it. Well done, Dylan. Big clap for Dylan and big clap for you guys at home. Now, are we ready to carry on getting our story boxes ready? What do you think, Dylan? Yes? Okay, well, let's get going with that. So last week we started getting our Christmas story boxes ready. Dylan, did you have a chance this week to get your box ready? Yes, and you managed to go around and find lots of toys and things from your house? Yes? Excellent. So we have here our Christmas story box with all of the characters that we went round and collected last week. Now if you missed last week's, do go online and find it, and it will tell you all the different characters that we need when we're telling the Christmas story. Now this week we're going to think about all the other things that might help make up our Christmas story. So maybe some of the sounds, maybe some of the different textures, the different things that would have been seen, maybe even some of the smells. Now, are you ready to help with that, Dylan? Yes, so I have again been round the house this week with Andrew's shopping basket and found a few things that might help us as we tell our story. Now the first one is a sound effect, and I wonder if you can guess what this is. Dylan, do you know what that is? Excellent. Dylan said he thinks it's a donkey, and that's exactly what it is, Dylan. It will help us to think about Mary and Joseph as they made that long journey to Bethlehem. So see if you can find something this week that you can bang together to make the sound of a donkey clip-clopping on the road. So we'll pop that into our story box. Okay, the next thing, Dylan, is something to go in our stable. Now, if I had had some straw, that would have been the perfect thing, but I don't have any straw here at the moment. But what I do have is some sawdust. So when we make up our Christmas story scene next week, we will be able to use some sawdust in our stable. Now, sawdust not only helps us to think what it might have looked like, but actually it's quite smelly. Smell that? Yeah. And it might help us to think a little bit more about what it might have smelt like in the stable. So if you can find something, and it could be anything, if you haven't got sawdust or hay or straw, maybe you could go in the garden or go for a walk and find some dried leaves, because they will also be a really good thing that you could put on the floor in your stable. So we will pop that into our box. Right, I want to see if you guys can guess what I have made with the stickle bricks. So let me come a bit closer. Here you go. I wonder if you know what that is. Dylan, do you know what that is? You have to imagine it's shining really, really bright and it's way up in the sky. What do you think it could be? A star. Excellent. So we definitely need a star in our story. So if you can find something that could be a star, and if you haven't got stickle bricks or something that you could make into a star, then maybe you could cut a star out of some card. Or maybe even you've had a Christmas card with a star on it that we could use. So pop your star into your storybox. Okay, just a couple of things left now. So in our nativity story, we think about the shepherds. Now, can you think of anything that we could have, that we could maybe hold to make us think of the shepherds? And I've got some cotton wool. Because wherever there's a shepherd, there is a sheep. And wherever there's a sheep, there is definitely wool. So cotton wool, we can hold in our hands and feel how soft it is, and think about maybe the jobs that the shepherds were doing out in the fields on that night. So pop our cotton wool in our box. And the last thing we've got, Dylan, is something that smells. Because we hear the story of the 3 wise men, or well, we don't know how many wise men. We always think of 3 wise men because they brought 3 very, very special gifts. Now I wonder if you at home know what those special gifts were. Dylan, can you shout it out? That's right, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So frankincense and myrrh would have been quite strong smelling, and especially the frankincense, which would have been like an incense. And so here I have got a scented candle. And it doesn't smell like frankincense or myrrh, but it does smell really strong, and just helps me to think about what it might have smelt like when the wise men turned up with all their gifts. Dylan, have a smell. What? Oh, Dylan, it's not that bad. Oh, I think it's lovely. Smell it again. Yeah. So I wonder if you have anything in your house or your home that might smell like incense or something really strong smelling that will remind us of the gifts that the wise men brought. So we pop that into our storybox, and now I think our storybox is complete. So when we meet again next week, we will be telling the Christmas story together, using all of the things that we have collected over the last 2 weeks. So good luck with finding all your bits and pieces this week, and we look forward to telling that amazing story of the first Christmas together next week. Okay, I think it's time to do a little craft. Now Dylan, I got you to think about what the craft might be. Now, thinking about our theme for the week, what do you think it might be? Absolutely. So our theme for our craft this week is Christmas cards. So this week we are going to make a Christmas card. Now there are so many fun and different ways of making Christmas cards. And this year, me and James and Florence and Andrew decided we would try and make all of our Christmas cards by hand. And we had lots of fun. We did some handprints. We had green handprints, which we made into Christmas trees. We made some potato print stars, which Andrew really enjoyed stamping around and making stars. We made stencils of holly, and we made Christmas puddings, and we made all kinds of different Christmas cards. But the one I'm going to share with you today is this one here. It's a Christmas tea Christmas card. And it's one that actually we haven't made yet as a family, but we will be doing so this week because Andrew loves playing with buttons and sequins, and I think we'll really enjoy this one. So for this card, we need, first of all, you need an envelope to put your card in. You need a nice piece of coloured card, and it doesn't matter what colour, as long as it's a nice, bright, fun coloured card. Is that right, Dylan? Yeah, we like that colour. And we need 3 pieces, all the same length, of green card. So 1, 2, 3. And then we need a little star. Don't look too closely at my star. Don't look, Dylan, because this did not go very well. And I think cutting out stars is a very tricky thing to do. And it's tricky enough cutting them out of cards, but when you're trying to make them into potato prints, it's nearly impossible. Okay, and just here we've got a selection of buttons and sequins, but you could use anything that you've got at home. So if you have some stickers or anything bright and sparkling, or even just bits of coloured card or coloured paper that you could cut out and make into baubles or tinsel, would look lovely. And so I'll show you again the card we are going to make. This is how it's done. So you take your 3 bits of card. Now one of them we're going to keep exactly as it is. One of them we are going to cut, now not quite in half. Okay, so probably about here. So if it is a little bit longer one end, a bit shorter the other end, but not too much, so it's fairly near the middle. So like that. And then on our other piece, we're going to do the same, but we're going to cut further along, so that we've got one really quite long bit and one smaller bit, like that. So then we get our card, we pop a bit of glue on the longest piece. There we go, like that. This is where we get nice and sticky. Now Dylan, I seem to remember that last week you were throwing the glue stick around a little bit, so I think I'll do this bit this week. Pop that on there. So then we get the next biggest one, and we put a bit of glue on that one. There we go. And that one goes near the bottom, like that. And then the next biggest one. So you can see what we're doing. We're starting with the biggest and working down till we get to the smallest bit. Okay. There we go. And finally we get the smallest, teeniest bit, and that goes at the top. Okay. So there we have the start of our Christmas tree. Can you see that, Dylan? Okay. Now, if you are being super creative, you could make a little black pot to go at the bottom. For us, our next bit is going to be the star at the top. Good luck with your stars. There we go. Our Christmas tree. Now the only thing missing is our decorations, and so we're going to use, I'm going to use nice bright colour buttons. Might have a layer of buttons along the bottom. There we go. We've got an orange one, red one. Oh, it needs to be lovely bright colours. Another orange one, I think. Oh, there's a, oh there, there's a purple one here. Let's use that purple one. There we go. And then on the next layer, I think we'll put some sequins. So my sequins look like leaves. So that one's like a leaf. We'll put that one on just there. And this one here is like a little flower. So that's a nice bright red one. And a nice bright green one. Pop that on there. And then I'm going to put put a mixture on the next layer. Sequin there, button, and then I think right at the top we'll do a nice orange button. And so that finishes our Christmas tree cards. Now Dylan, I'm just going to ask you to pop out the den just for 1 minute, okay? We'll see you in a minute. Wave to Dylan, everyone, bye. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down here to dry. And I'm going to get the one that I made earlier, and I am going to write in this card and give it to Dylan. So it's always lovely to write a little message in a card. So I'm going to put to Dylan. Oh, I'm going to use a pen that works. This one's getting a bit old. To Dylan, my message is going to be Happy Christmas. Have a lovely time. Love from Michelle. There we go. And I'm going to pop that into the envelope. And we'll call him back. Dylan! Here he comes. You alright, Dylan? Yeah, I've got something for you. It's your first Christmas card. There you go. You hold on to that. You can open it later. Happy Christmas, Dylan. Okay, so that's our craft challenge for the week. And we are going to come now to the time when we finish our session and see what challenge we have all been set to try and do this week. Okay, so I do hope that you have enjoyed our Christmas in the Den session this week, and I hope you have fun making your Christmas cards throughout the rest of the week. We will be here in the Den again next week, won't we, Dylan? And next week we will be celebrating the Christmas story together, so make sure you have your Christmas boxes ready, and there will be more singing and another craft to do. But in the meantime, we are going to find out what our challenge is this week. So let's have a read, Dylan. We have a read together. Okay, so our task this week is to think of someone who we could make a Christmas card for and send it to them or put it through their door. But it needs to be someone who you think would really be cheered up by having a Christmas card in the post this week. So maybe someone who is living by themselves, or someone who is finding life a bit difficult or is a bit sad at the moment, that might really be cheered up by receiving a Christmas card. So that is our challenge this week. Okay, well, it's time now to say goodbye, and we will, okay, well, Dylan said he's got to go and get something for me. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, Dylan! A Christmas card for me! Oh, wow! Let's open this Christmas card. Oh, that is the best Christmas card. Dylan has made a Christmas card with his face on it. That would definitely be my favourite this year. Thank you, Dylan. We will put that up somewhere very, very special in our den. So we hope you all have a really good week, and we will see you again next week. You're going to wave, Dylan? Waving to everyone. Bye. We'll see you next week. Bye.